Welcome to Boxonic. At 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao is back and training harder than ever. The boxing legend is chasing another world title, but with rising star Mario Barrios waiting in the ring and experts like Amir Khan sharing their doubts, is this the greatest comeback or a risky move? Stay tuned as we break it all down.
So you don't lose that punch. Woohoo! Love it. Champ, gonna need a new hand. We'll be eating tonight.
Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
Manny Pacquiao has become a beast in his training camp, knocking his
Manny Pacquiao is turning into a beast at training camp. Even at 46, he's knocking out his sparring partners and going through intense workouts. Since starting camp in Las Vegas, he's focused a lot on cardio and building up his body, and now he's finally started his boxing drills.
So you don't lose that punch.
After hitting the bags and doing mitt work with his trainer, the boxing legend stepped into a 12-round sparring session. Each round was supposed to last 3 minutes, but in just the third round, Manny showed his speed and power. He threw a rapid combo that pushed his sparring partner to the ropes and dropped him to the floor. With this kind of energy, age doesn't seem to matter for Manny. He looks ready to face Mario Barrios head-on. Fans have every reason to believe Pacquiao will win, maybe by knockout or a clear decision. He's training so hard, even younger fighters are struggling to keep up with him. Pacquiao recently flew to Los Angeles to team up with his longtime coach Freddie Roach at the famous Wildcard gym. Just like in his prime, he's doing open workouts for the media and fans. While he's not the same fighter he once was, the only 8-division champ still looks sharp in shadowboxing. His quick movements are still there. But like we saw with Mike Tyson before his fight with Jake Paul, training clips can sometimes be misleading. Training right beside Pacquiao is his son, Emmanuel Pacquiao Jr., who's getting ready for his first pro boxing match on the same night as the Barrios fight. He's listed as 6-4 as an amateur on BoxRec, though his real record might be closer, to 95 fights. Emmanuel has been training hard with Freddie Roach and Marvin Somodio, who acts as his main coach. At 24, he's actually closer in age to Barrios than to his dad.
Get some chat.
Barrios just turned 30, making him 16 years younger than the boxing legend. This match will be Pacquiao's first pro fight since losing by decision to Yordenis Ugas in August 2021. A year later, he was named full world champ when Terence Crawford gave up his title to move up in weight. Now, the WBC has approved a title shot for Pacquiao after ranking him 5th at 147 lbs. WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman confirmed he's been cleared to fight by the Nevada Commission after passing all the health tests.
Go.
60.
Still, some people in boxing are worried about Pacquiao's health as he prepares to return. One name making news is former Cal football player Cameron Bynum, who's been training with Manny ahead of the WBC title fight on July 19th. He joined Pacquiao at the start of camp in Los Angeles. A proud half Filipino, Bynum calls Manny his lifelong hero. He did road work and core exercises with him and said just keeping up was tough.
Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, I'm gonna squeeze by. Thank you. Hello. You good?
This is why he's the GOAT, Bynum said. When asked who's the better athlete, Manny Pacquiao or Tom Brady, he picked Manny. Pacquiao or Michael Jordan? Still Manny. He's the greatest ever, Bynum said confidently. He believes Pacquiao will absolutely win the fight against Barrios, even though the 30-year-old is the clear favorite going in.
One right there. 1, 2, 3. One more.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. God bless. Appreciate it, sir. Oh, thank you. I don't care how old anybody tries to say anything is, like, that's fast for anybody in their prime. Never took a step back. I've been watching him for years. Been my favorite boxer forever, obviously, me being half Filipino, so this is a big moment for me being able to see this in person, but the fact that he hasn't slowed down a step and he's still in crazy shape, and it's only week 1 of training camp for him, so it's really day 1 of him running this hill, and he made it all the way up with ease, and I'm over here trying to...
Bynum tried to stay with Pacquiao during his rigorous abdominal exercises.
Bynum pushed himself to keep up with Pacquiao during the tough core workouts. He also joined Manny for road runs. During a short break, someone asked Bynum for his fight prediction. Manny, easy, he said. What round? They asked. I say 12, but unanimous UD, Bynum added, picking a clear decision win for Pacquiao.
26 years old and I struggled getting up here. Thankfully I made it. It was a mind game for me, but the fact that this is routine for him and the whole team, the fact that they can do this, still have to go do the ab workout after, still go do shadow boxing, then got to go back to the gym later. So this is major respect, and this is why people are great, and this is why we see Manny great and still great, and that's why I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to go out there and get the job done.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Great said, but I got to tell you this. I always tell people that Manny at 46 is faster than most 26. You're a professional athlete, top of your game. You're 26 years old. You play for the Indiana Colts.
Right.
At 46 years old, the Filipino icon is making a big return against Mario Barrios in a WBC title fight on July 19th in Las Vegas. He's training harder than ever. Pacquiao has been a major draw in boxing for years, and now wants to be the second oldest world champ in history. Facing the weakest welterweight title holder after a 4-year break adds real drama. There's an opening for Pacquiao, said ProBox TV's Paulie Malignaggi. Even 70 or 80% of Pacquiao beats Barrios.
Fight in front of those fans would be cool.
And now July 19th, he was able to fight, which to me is a little bit shocking.
Yeah.
Part that, Pacquiao has been in the ring for 4 years.
Yeah.
He's coming back, facing Mario Barrios. I mean, have you talked to him? Were you shocked as well with that, fight announcement happened?
He did mention it to me a while back, but it was kind of in the works still. I didn't really believe it at the moment. I don't think he did.
At 46, the 8-division champion and June Hall of Fame...
The 8-division champ from the Philippines, now 46 and a June Hall of Fame inductee, just started training with his legendary coach Freddie Roach again. It's shaping up to be a powerful camp leading into the July 19th fight with 30-year-old Barrios. Chris Algieri, a former Pacquiao opponent and ex-140lb champ, said Pacquiao looked flat in a recent exhibition because he hadn't trained much. The Manny I'm seeing in the gym now looks way better, Algieri said. There's nostalgia. Yes, but Freddie's pushing him, and Manny knows the grind at this age.
Now it's almost official, so I think it'd be pretty cool to just see, a friend I grew up with fight a legend like Manny Pacquiao.
It's right for Manny to come back and fight. I mean,
if he feels like he has it in him, then why not?
What is your prediction for that fight? Even people saying that at his age, how training camp is different.
Algieri posed the question that's fueling all the hype. Can Pacquiao, now 46, make history and become one of the oldest champions ever, just behind Bernard Hopkins and George Foreman? Does he still have that Filipino magic? Algieri asked. He should know. Pacquiao knocked him down 6 times in their 2014 fight. Manny's the best I've faced. He's not just wild, he's smart, really clever in the ring. But people are asking if he can still react like he used to, and if he can handle Barrios' punches. Barrios gets hit whether his guard's up or down, said Malignaggi. It'll be a battle of who can survive longer, because Barrios isn't great and Manny's not young.
Why not?
What is your prediction for that fight? You know, even people saying that at his age, you know, training camp is different. You know, watching him, you know, do all that. It's obviously different being in the ring. But how would you break that fight down for us? Obviously, Mario has a height. He has the ring.
Yeah. I think Mario is gonna go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny's a little too old, but I mean, he's a legend. He already did what he did, so I really don't see a reason for him to come back. But if he wants to go in the ring with Mario, then I guess Mario has to show him that, you know, he has a youth, and, you know, Manny Pacquiao should have just stayed retired.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of fans are saying.
Yeah.
Knowing Pacquiao's style in past fights, like knocking down Marquez 3 times in round 1 or dropping Keith Thurman in 2019, Algieri believes Manny will come out fast. He's going to let it go right away, Algieri said. If he's got anything left, he'll hit Barrios hard. The punch is usually the last thing a fighter loses. Malignaggi, who has often doubted Manny's natural strength, added, if he looks amazing at 46, that's the elephant in the room. Age is the big unknown.
You know, are still kind of disbelief, but even, you know, looking at, you know, social media and the fans, they're thrilled just to see him back. So just to have him in the ring, you know, and fighters at that age are not competing.
I think that just says a lot about, you know, the type of fighter Manny Pacquiao is, the stardom he has.
If Manny still has his footwork, he might pull off the upset, Algieri said. But Barrios is the favorite for a reason. Pacquiao is 46, has been out for 4 years, and didn't look sharp in his last exhibition. It doesn't matter how it starts, Algieri added. Barrios might get hurt, cut, or knocked down, but he's still dangerous. 12 rounds is a long time for someone 46 years old, and Manny still has to make weight, which gets harder with age. Malignaggi isn't impressed with Barrios either, who only got the belt after Crawford moved up and then drew with Abel Ramos.
So excited to see him fight, so I mean, that just says a lot about him and what he's done in his career. So like I said earlier, to see a friend I grew up with fight Manny Pacquiao is just gonna be pretty cool, and it's the same night, so it's a huge night for San Antonio boxing.
Lastly, we're also September, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't even know what Barrios is doing in there, Malignaggi said. He should be using his right hand and right uppercut more and fix his weak defense. He questioned if Barrios can even learn. Algieri, meanwhile, thinks Barrios should start fast and try to stand his ground. Both fighters are going to have rough moments, Malignaggi added. But if Pacquiao can survive his and win back a welterweight title, it would be the perfect ending to one of boxing's greatest stories.
You wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. I think you were like 27, 28 when you wanted to fight Pac. Why didn't that fight happen?
I hear so many excuses like they didn't want it, but Freddie Roach on the record saying he didn't want Pacquiao to fight. I just think
boxing star Amir Khan has spoken out about Pacquiao's return, saying he's surprised and worried about the legend's decision to fight again. Facing WBC champ Mario Barrios at 46 is risky, Khan warned. In an interview with Mail Sport in Saudi Arabia, Khan said the July comeback is an exciting fight, but Pacquiao is just one punch away from serious harm at his age, especially after 4 years out and some shaky recent performances.
When's Amir Khan coming back?
Hey guys, you know the only person I'll come back for, on a serious note, would be Manny Pacquiao. I would not come back for anyone else. It'd make me train even harder than like a Kell Brook fight because...
I know Barrios well, Khan said. He's still young, still hungry, and he's going to give Manny a lot of trouble. Barrios has looked sharp in his recent fights, while Manny lost his last one. Pacquiao hasn't fought professionally since 2021, when he was beaten by Yordenis Ugas. Since then, he's had a few exhibitions, including a rough showing against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ampo last July, where his age showed. Barrios, on the other hand, has stayed active and determined, fighting 5 times since Manny's last real match.
And Manny got in touch with me as well. Manny was like, shall we do a fight? He's quite serious about it. He was like, shall we make a fight happen? I go, listen, if you can get a funder, if you can get someone like a Turkey and a Sheikh on board, then why not?
There's no, I mean, that must be able to be made that. Yeah. I mean, surely.
You do that for the right money, right?
Massive. Look, we've had our best days, and I think
Barrios, now 29 and Mexican-American, won the WBC interim belt in 2023 by beating Ugas and was later promoted to full champion. His most recent fight ended in a split draw with Abel Ramos on the undercard of Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Even though the odds are against him, Pacquiao, who won his first world title at flyweight 25 years ago, says he's not done yet. "I want to go out making history," he told ESPN, pointing to his big win over Keith Thurman at age 40 as proof he can still hang with the top guys.
Base and all around the world really, and then obviously myself, I've got a decent fan base as well, so I think it will definitely sell, and people would like to see, when people make comebacks, I mean, people always like to see them, see how the fight's going to be, and me and Manny are probably in the same position. We'd be both being retired for like 3-4 years. I think it will make a good fight.
Khan, however, urged Manny to think twice. "Why does he need to come back?" he said. "We both retired around the same time, but at least I'm younger. Manny's past the age where it's safe. He's just one punch away from serious injury." When told Pacquiao is already 46, Khan was surprised. "Wow, almost 50. Older than I thought, which makes my point even stronger." He added, "Sure, he wants to be champion again, and he might even win. His style gives him a shot. But why? Not relax? He's had a long, hard career. Maybe it's time to enjoy life."
Certainly could box again.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, look at George Foreman, the late George Foreman. He was a great champion, and he came back. I think he must have been in his late 40s when he come back and won a world title as well. So, look, in boxing, it's always that one punch. And at the same time, though, guys, is that I look back and think, do I need to get back in the ring again? We've always been prize fighters. I've always taken punches to the head. It could just be that one punch that hurts you. And
Khan also shared his thoughts on the dream fight with Pacquiao that never happened. It had been talked about for years, but in the end, it just didn't come together. "It never really got going," Khan said. "I don't know why. I never heard back from Manny, and Manny never heard from the investors. It just fizzled out."
Look, but it's Manny. Manny's C game, D game is a lot better than a lot of guys' A game. If Manny's coming back, he believes that he can win. It'd be interesting to see. But I just hope that after the last time seeing him inside the ring when he struggled against
he fought Ugas, which Mario would later beat.
He struggled against Ugas.
Khan and Pacquiao were rumored to fight for years, but it never happened. Khan explained that even though there were real talks and some interest from investors, the money never fully came through. "Some people were serious about backing the fight," he said. "But when we didn't see the funds, we walked away. We're prize fighters, but we also have to make sure the people putting up the money are 100% legit."
There's been talks about it for a long time that, he wants to fight again. But I don't know, there's nothing really that materialized from it, you know what I mean? As long as if we can get like a Turkey Sheikh or someone to put the money down and persuade Manny to do this, then yeah, it'll happen. But other than that, I don't think it'll happen.
You've been talking, I know you've always wanted.
We know each other, we spoke about it, but it's somewhat about the investment.
If it were someone like Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, or Oscar De La Hoya, you'd know it was real, Khan said. But when a third party, someone who's never done a big fight before, tries to put up money, I wasn't sure about moving ahead. Fans were let down by the collapse of the fight. Many had dreamed of watching the two champions square off in the ring for years.
A fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division. And for Manny to come back after this long and to face a young guy like that is dangerous. And sometimes, these old legends, they gotta get beat.
In many ways, Pacquiao and Khan had similar careers. Both started boxing as teenagers, both won titles in multiple weight classes, and both retired around the same time. Now Pacquiao is heading back for another title shot, but when Khan was asked if he'd do the same, he didn't sound too sure.
Amir, what is going on with you and Manny Pacquiao?
I know, Manny says he wants to fight. I'll take the fight. I mean, let's make it happen. I mean, look, two retired fighters come back.
It will still do crazy numbers, won't it?
Khan, who last fought in 2022, said he sometimes thinks about coming back but isn't sure if he still has the fire for it. "I've been out for 3 years now. You get the itch sometimes, but I don't know if I still have that drive," he said. And that wraps it up. If you want more top boxing updates, moments, and news, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing.